and welcome. You should be on page 51 of your quarter 2 pre-algebra notebook. We are working on identifying our slopes, M and Y-intercepts still, but in this case, we're going to be identifying them in practical problems or word problems. Let's just have a reminder. What is slope-intercept format? Y equals mx plus b. So, slope. What is slope? Quick reminder. Slope is m, which is the vertical change or change in y over the change in x, the horizontal change. We can also refer to slope as a rate of change. Now, in the past, when we were dealing with practical problems and writing equations based on that practical problems, we were finding slope, except we called it the number with the variable. Don't know if you remember that. And in this case, our variable, and in the case when we were doing this before, is x. And if you remember, when we were looking for that number with the variable, we looked for some clue words, and those were each, every, and per, because these words are good indication that you have a rate of change. Now our y-intercept we know is b, and we know it's where a line crosses the y-axis, but what is b when we're talking about a word problem? Well, in previous experiences we've had to identify something called a one-time number. And that one-time number is actually b. And b, some examples that you may remember, the numbers that happen one time, something like a flat fee would happen one time. A membership fee would happen one time. A deposit would happen one time. Those are the type of withdrawal, if you're having subtraction, would happen one time. Those were the items that were our B, our one-time number. So I'm going to read this entire word problem, and then we're going to make sense of it, get our equation, find our slope, and find our y-intercept. John charges a $30 flat fee to troubleshoot a personal watercraft that is not working properly, and $50 per hour needed for any repairs. We first want to know our slope, then our y-intercept. We're going to write a linear function that represents the total cost, y. So y equals the total cost of a person watercraft repair based on the number of hours, x. So x equals the number of hours. So remember, I'm looking for per, each, and every, and I want per x, and I know x is the number of hours. So let's look back at this problem, see if I can find my m, and I see $50 per hour. X is the number of hours. This is my m and x. So what is my slope? My slope equals 50. My y-intercept, remember I'm looking for that one-time number, and I see a flat fee, and that is my b. So b equals 50. Now I can take these pieces. I've got m, I've got b. Y and x are going to vary, right? Remember, think about that idea of an independent variable and the dependent. The total cost is going to vary based on how many hours John works. So if I fill in my m equals 50, I get y equals 50x. That's the number of hours. But John is always going to charge my flat fee. And I do believe it was a $30 flat fee. So if you've been wondering this whole time why I wrote 50, I knew they weren't the same number. I apologize greatly. So it is a $30 flat fee. So it's 50x plus 30. So make sure you write the right numbers or you might get the answer wrong. So at the end of the day, if John works 0 hours, he's going to make $30 because he charges a flat fee. But every hour after, he'll make an additional $50. Let's look at number 10. Parking at a certain garage in DC costs $4.50 per hour. Write a linear function that represents the total cost, y. So y equals the total cost for parking based on the number of hours, x. So X equals the number of hours. So I'm looking for Y equals MX plus B. I need M, my rate of change, and I need B. Let's take a look and see what numbers we've got. Number of hours, here's that word per. Hour matches with my X. So here is M. M equals $4.50. Reading here, I can see that when I'm parking at this garage, apparently I'm not being charged anything else because it says nothing else about any other charge. So I can assume that once I enter the garage, I don't start paying unless I pay for an hour. So B equals 0. If I'm to fill in this equation, I get Y equals $4.50 times X plus 0. As a mathematician, I'm not going to write plus 0. So I'm going to have my final answer be 4. Y equals 450X. That's all for this video. Thank you so much and goodbye.